Greetings, degenerates. St. Michael here, and do you hear that? It's the sound of thousands of Twitter bios with a Palestinian flag or hashtag Free Palestine in it, all being silenced in a glorious union, ultimately to be replaced with the banshee-like screams of Democrats sending out the next NPC download to tell their brainless puppets that less dead kids is now a bad thing. Oh God, political figures flip more than pancakes at IHOP. But what exactly am I talking about? Well, Trump announced plan to end Israel war, redevelop Gaza into terror-free zone under his guidance. Yes, the so-called bought and paid for shill for Israel wants to end the fighting and the war and cause less death. This is why so many people on both sides of this argument are just useless retards. But let's take a look at what he has to say about all this.
So this is a big day, a beautiful day, potentially one of the great days ever in civilization.
Gotta love Trump's exaggerations.
Things that have been going on for hundreds of years and thousands of years. We're going to...
Yeah. Been going on for
at least we're at a minimum very, very close, and I think we're beyond very close. And I want to thank Bibi for really getting in there and doing a job. We've worked well together, as we have with many other countries, both of us, with many other countries, which is the only way this whole situation gets solved. And I'm not just talking about Gaza. Gaza is one thing, but we're talking about much beyond Gaza. The whole deal, everything getting solved. It's called peace in the Middle East. So today is a historic day for peace, and Prime Minister Netanyahu and I have just concluded an important meeting on many vital issues, including Iran, trade, the expansion of the Abraham Accords, and most important...
Oh, you gotta love Trump, man. Abraham. I mean, to be fair, that does sound a little more Jewish than Abraham.
We discussed how to end the war in Gaza, but it's just a part of the bigger picture, which is peace in the Middle East. And let's call it eternal peace in the Middle East. So this is far more than anybody expected, but the level of support that I've had from the nations in the Middle East and surrounding Israel and neighbors of Israel has been incredible, incredible. Every single one of them.
Okay. So Trump is really trying to push the idea that he wants peace. He really thinks that it can be achieved. I mean, I'm going to be a realist here and say peace in the Middle East. I mean, lasting? Probably not, but at least we can get something. And kind of weird for someone who's, bought off and just an Israeli shill that he wants to stop so-called killings in that area. Let's see what else he has to say.
To ensure the success of this effort, my plan calls for the creation of a new international oversight body, the Board of Peace, we call it, the Board of Peace, sort of a beautiful name, the Board of Peace, which will be headed, not at my request, believe me, I'm very busy, but we have to make sure this works. The leaders of the Arab world and Israel and everybody involved asked me to do this, so it would be headed by a gentleman known as President Donald J. Trump of the United States. That's what I want, is some extra work to do, but it's so important that I'm willing to do it, and we'll do it right, and we're going to put leaders from other countries on, and leaders that are very distinguished leaders, and we'll have a board, and one of the people that wants to be on the board is the UK former Prime Minister, Tony Blair. Good man, very good man.
Oh, no. I gotta say, I don't like that. I don't particularly like that idea. I mean, uh, that's just a whole nother fucking 2003 era bullshit. But who knows? Maybe that'll change. I
And,
hope. I'm not real
and some
thrilled about
others,
that.
and they'll be named over the next few days. And it'll be quite the board. Working, everybody wants to be on it now. I don't know if that had anything to do. They named me, and everybody else wanted to be on it. I
I don't
guess
want that
they figure,
fucking
well, he's a soft touch. He'll be easy to
warmonger in
deal
charge
with.
of this. That's fucking no.
Working with the
Okay. Okay, but let's see. What was the response from his so-called handler?
He wants to be a part of it. And everybody, those very strong countries, everybody wants it to work. So, Bibi, congratulations on this. I think this will be your crowning achievement, frankly. If this all works out, we think it will. It's going to be your crowning achievement. And I want to thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Please.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. President, first I want to thank you for graciously hosting me once again in the White House. And second, I want to thank you for your friendship and for your leadership. From Jerusalem to Tehran, from the Golan Heights to Gaza, you've proven time and again what I've said many times. You are the greatest friend that Israel has ever had in the White House. And Mr. President, you and I both know
I mean, he's certainly better
it's
than
not
FDR.
even close. While you
And yes, I know
focus
Israel
at
wasn't a
home
thing yet.
on making America great again, your leadership abroad is changing the world for the better, ending wars and advancing peace. I believe that today we're taking a critical step towards both ending the war in Gaza and setting the stage for dramatically advancing peace in the Middle East. And I think beyond the Middle East, in very important Muslim countries. I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
And that's really all that needs to be done. We need the hostages back. Hamas needs to be completely obliterated because Hamas is the political arm of Gaza. They got what they wanted. They got their land and immediately voted in Hamas. And shocking no one, it turned to a Chicago-like hellscape. And it's not good for Israel, obviously, and it's not good for the actual Palestinian people, both Jew, Christian, and Muslim. And yes, there are many Palestinians that do support Hamas, but you still need to crush Hamas, end this, and hopefully work to build bridges that say, hey, you know what, we disagree. You're a majority Jewish country, we're a majority Islamic country. Let's just, not get involved with each other. Unfortunately, I don't know many Islamic countries that ultimately want that because Islam is expansionistic. It's very conquest based. But if anything, I mean, this is something. Like I said, it's just a way to move past, at least for right now, this particular conflict. Breaking news, Trump releases comprehensive plan to end the Gaza conflict ahead of press conference with Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu. Here is the plan. It's a 20-point plan, I believe. I'm just going to go through a couple of them. I think Gaza will de-radicalize terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. Gaza will be developed for the benefit of the people of Gaza who have suffered more than enough. Yes, so we're going to try and put a Trump Tower in Gaza. Or, some McDonald's and, actually really, let's put some Buc-ee's in there as well. Never been to that. But if anything can help peace, I think it's that place. Here's a big one. Within 72 hours of Israel publicly accepting this agreement, all hostages alive and deceased will be returned. So, yes, that's pretty much the main issue here. We need not just the alive ones, obviously, but we need to get the deceased ones so they can be properly buried where they belong. Once all hostages are returned, Hamas members who commit to peaceful coexistence and to the decommission of their weapons will be given amnesty. Members of Hamas who wish to leave Gaza will be provided safe passage to receiving countries. Now that's a tricky one. I don't know many that will. Maybe, who knows? Let's see. Anything here? Hamas and other factions agree to not have any role in the governance of Gaza, directly, indirectly, or in any form. All military, terror, and offensive infrastructure, including tunnels and weapons production facilities, will be destroyed and not rebuilt. There will be a process of demilitarization of Gaza under the supervision of independent monitors. Let's just hope those monitors are better than the ones that they have for Iran. Let's see. The United States will work with Arab and international partners to develop a temporary international stabilization force, the ISF, to immediately deploy in Gaza. The ISF will train and provide support to vital Palestinian police forces in Gaza and will consult with Jordan and Egypt, the neighbors, who have extensive experience in this field. Okay, what else? What's the last point here? The United States will establish a dialogue between Israel and Palestine to agree on the political horizon for peaceful and prosperous coexistence. I mean, hell. Now this one is very interesting. Here's the map so far. IDF current line of control. Initial withdrawal, hostages released. So this is the land that they're giving up to Gaza, or to Palestine, once the prisoners or the hostages have been released. A second withdrawal when the ISF mobilized per standards in Trump's plan. And third withdrawal, security buffers. So Israel is basically saying, hey, we're going to give you land if you stop shooting us. Now, do I think that'll work? No. But getting enough people involved, maybe enough pressure can be put on Hamas that this actually can work. Okay, no, this is just... But there is some good news. The Palestinian Authority welcomes President Trump's plan to end the war in Gaza. So, you got the Palestinian side, and of course, Netanyahu says he supports Trump's Gaza plan. So you have both sides of this, at least publicly, coming to the table and saying, hey, let's shake hands, do whatever needs to be done, and, end the killing. And I love that this is going to make both sides, specifically one side, the anti-Israel people, very, very pissed off because they really want Trump to be this shill for Israel. They really want the shooter for Charlie Kirk to be some Mossad agent, and they get fucking egg in their face every fucking time. But, so what's my position in all of this? Well, to sum it up, this.
I'm not making myself clear. I don't give a fuck.
But in all seriousness, as a Christian, I'm told I have to be super pro-Israel to the point they can do no wrong, and they are the glorious God's gift to humanity. I understand God still has a plan for Israel. That's not the point. Or I have to be super anti-Israel because wannabe Nazis cosplaying as based MAGA Republicans think Israel is the cause of all war and the cause of all the world's problems. And they control the world, but somehow are stupid, weak, and pathetic. I don't know how that works. But in reality, I am pro-Israel. At least to the degree that If a nation wants to exist, they should defend themselves. And if they can't defend themselves and they get conquered, sorry, but that's just the nature of the beast. That's what happens in history. It's nothing new. I want a safe place for Christians and Jews, but the Middle East really isn't, and it hasn't been for really forever, but at least for the last 1400 years. But again, I'm pro-Israel, and I make no bones about it. Now, does that mean I don't want them to honor what it means to be an ally? Yes, they need to be a better ally. No, I don't think Mossad is without blame. Do I think they need to be put in check? Again, absolutely. And do I think certain groups should stop lobbying our politicians with millions of dollars in donations to make more favorable deals? Fuck yes. But that's true for every nation. Look at the Qatari money. You know, where do you think Hassan and the Young Turks get their money from? Fucking these champagne socialists, motherfucker. Shut up. Again, that's a position for every nation. I mean, even France, of all places, is good with spying on other countries. So it's not just Israel. To make them the gold standard, or to make them the devil amongst devils, is retarded. But neither side of the Israel debate wants to hear that. They want to hear Israel is, perfect and shiny and can do nothing of evil ever, or they want to hear that it's literally the festering breeding ground, the synagogue of Satan, as they throw that around, not even knowing what the fuck that means. They're a country ruled by people. People are imperfect. They have a government. Our government is corrupt, so it's very likely that theirs is as well, because people are made of people, and they actually allow Muslims to be in government. I don't know if they are allowed to be in very high places in government, but I think that's kind of stupid. I mean, allowing someone who genuinely hates you and wants you dead to be in your government, not exactly the best idea. But both sides are so stuck in their team colors or their side's camp. And based on history, camps and Jews don't mix. Anyways, that's all I've got to say on this. Cheers. God bless.
Oh, this is getting good.
This one's for firing rockets on my cities. That was because of the blockade you put me through. Do you know how many people starved? Oh no, that sounds terrible. Palestine! 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 You're talking about people? What about all the hostages you took?
Oh, no, bro. Israel! Israel!